Just that, Your Honor, that, it's gonna drop my pay by over 50%, but, I mean,
Ms. Brassic, will you state your full name?
This is J. Marie Braxic.
Okay, and we're in court today for a child support modification for your children, correct?
Correct.
And your children in this matter, can you tell us their names and ages?
Full name,
Yes, ma'am.
Cassidy K. Joyce Marks. Date of birth, or you said ages. 14, Hallie Alexis Marie Marks. 13, Rayleigh Patricia Ann Marks. She is 8.
Okay, thank you. And you currently have an order, a divorce decree from June 9, 2021, where Mr. Marks was ordered to pay you $432 in child support a month. Is this correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and at the same time, he was ordered to carry health insurance and dental insurance on the children, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and how are the children still being covered by health insurance provided by Mr. Marks?
Correct.
And dental insurance also?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you're here today asking for a modification because it's been 3 years since your last review? More than 3 years?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. You had an opportunity to participate in a child support review hearing, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And when the child support and amount was given, you were in agreement with that amount, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that child support amount that you understood to be $880, correct?
Correct.
And you're asking the court to order that amount to be paid for your modification, this correct?
Correct.
Okay, pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
Mr. Marks, can you state your name for the record?
Samuel Alexander Marks.
And you're the father of the children in the case today, correct?
Yes, supposedly.
Where do you work, Mr. Marks?
Sunbelt Rentals.
And how long have you worked there?
3 years.
Okay. And you are paid by the hour, correct?
Yes.
And how much are you paid per hour?
At the current time, $26.37.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? 2637?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
And that's for 40 hours a week, correct?
Yes.
All right. You occasionally have overtime, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what type of work is this?
Construction.
All right. And health insurance is available through your job for the children?
Yes.
And you previously provided an amount of $331 a month for this cost for the medical insurance. Is that correct?
No, it was 313.
Oh, I'm sorry, 313. And the amount for dental insurance each month?
Was 39.
All right, thank you. And you also pay support for 2 other children, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
One of which lives with me.
Correct. But in that particular case, the order still states that you're providing support for those
Correct.
2 children.
Correct.
All right. Even though the circumstances have changed, the amount hasn't changed, correct?
Correct.
All right. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any other witnesses?
Ms. Holmes, please.
You may call her.
Ms. Holmes, can you state your name, please?
My name is Vanessa Holmes,
And where do you work?
Office of the Attorney General, Child Support Division.
And what is your role?
My role is a child support officer.
And how long have you worked for the Attorney General?
About a year.
As part of your duties, job duties, do you investigate the wages and assets of non-custodial parents?
Yes, it is.
And do you have the opportunity to do so in this case?
I did.
And did you find wage information for Mr. Marks?
I did.
And what is his monthly wage, please?
From the calculations that I came up with, the monthly wages are $4,570.80.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And did your investigation show if, besides the two children Mr. Marks testified about, are there any other children he's obligated to support?
No, not that I came up with.
Right. Thank you. No further questions.
Mr. Marks, do you have any questions for Ms. Holmes?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Braxic, do you have any questions for Ms. Holmes?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Holmes, how did you calculate your 4570? Was that just based on his testimony?
No, what we do, Your Honor, we have a database called FPLS where we can check anyone's wages, by their social security numbers, and that is what I went through.
Okay.
FPLS, because Sunbelt Rentals, because the company is the headquarters are out of state. I couldn't use TWC for Texas Workforce Commission, of course. So I went through FPLS and that's how I pulled his wages.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Swarls, do you have any other witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay. The state doesn't represent either of you, so I'm going to give you both a chance if there's anything additional you'd like to say. Mr. Marks, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I mean, I feel like that the 880 is too high because that combined with my other one, it's going to be taking over 50% of my monthly net income because, of course, I don't get my gross income. I wish I did. So if that was the case, I would have absolutely no problem with this.
I'll let you go. There's three. I'll let you go. There's three children here and two. So that 880, it looks like it was calculated based on him having one other child, not two other children.
Your Honor, when I can ask Ms. Holmes, or I can when I pulled it through, we gave credit for two other children.
I see two other children on here. I'm looking at our Texas database, Your Honor,
Okay.
and I see that there are three children on this case and two other children.
Okay, so shouldn't that percentage be 21? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so okay, so you did use the right percentage. That's very strange because the proposed order said 3-1. Oh, and then had one in his house. Okay. Mr. Marcus, was there anything else you wanted to say?
Just that, Your Honor, that, it's going to drop my pay by over 50%. But, I mean,
Ms. Braxic, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yes, ma'am. So it was originally set that low because I agreed to that because he was supposed to help me with half of everything. And he has failed to do so with a verbal agreement, and as well as half of their medical, such as co-pays, surgeries, things like that. He did help pay for part of our youngest daughter's surgery, and has paid for one of the child's medications. But over the last 2 years, he has not helped me pay for anything. And just one of our daughter, okay, so the oldest two, their medicines are $80 each a month. And I'm paying completely out of pocket. And I was laid off from my job in December. So my current husband has been completely supporting them.
I'm going to approve the child support review order as the non-agreed child support review order as drafted. So it will be the request of $880 a month. So I recommend you contact whichever AG's office your other order is out of and look into modifying that one, because it sounds like if you have a child in your house, that's probably set too high at this point. And the state will draft the order today reflecting my ruling, and they'll send it to me through DocuSign to review and sign off on. So you are all free to go for the day. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.